Welcome back to the tiny garden, everybody. I spent the morning popping out my bird feeder, so I filled it up with a load of beautiful peanutty sunflower seed fat balls. So I'm really pleased to get that out because I've noticed that I've had a load of like really small baby robins just like sitting on the fence. So there's been a massive increase in bird activity across the garden since the temperatures have fallen. So a big change from like 2 weeks ago. Like we went from 28 degrees right down to like it's about 6 or 7 degrees right now. I was going to film part 2 of the tiny garden revamp, but when I was out here this morning I noticed that there was just a lot of stuff in this garden that needs tending to. A couple of bits have gone over, and where we've had such a downfall of rain in the last couple of days, the patty pan behind me has completely collapsed. So I want to go in, harvest some bits off that and cut it right back. The celery has also gone over as well, so I plan to pull that out, and I have some really cool crops ready to go in that I've sown from seed myself. I started off some bulb onions and I cannot wait to show you how they're doing, and hopefully we will get a beautiful crop of onions in spring next year from seeds that I sowed myself. So really looking forward to that project and to share it with you. This is my first year doing like a proper autumn and fall garden, so I have sown a few bits that I cannot wait to share with you that have all germinated, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they develop through the next few months. Last year it was kind of a situation that it was like as soon as the tomatoes were done I thought the season was over, and after speaking to Brian at the Cork rooftop farm, he told me there is so much stuff in Ireland that you can grow without any cover on it. So obviously we're limited with space, but he gave me some great tips on what to grow, and they shouldn't have any issues kind of producing, particularly in an Irish climate. So I'm really pleased because I went ahead, sowed a load of things, and I'm really happy. With the end of the patty pan, originally I had planned to pull the purple sprouting broccoli and plant further up this bed and then pull the net across just to keep everything safe. But with the garden revamp, it's not going to work now. So I need to find a new home for my purple sprouting broccoli, because obviously that's hopefully going to produce for us in April next year. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to go through my seed collection, see what other things are going to be perfect to sow now that will produce before obviously December, and then by December this bed should have been completely like produced and used up. Obviously I have my sprouts over here and my kale. I'm going to harvest some of that kale today as well because I have so much. And then in October, I plan to top my Brussels sprouts just so they fill out ready for Christmas. But yeah, so I think the idea is to find something in my seed box that I can plant in this space that will produce and harvest at the same time that all of this is ready to be harvested. And then once that happens, I can take this whole bed out and then we can start the next phase of the garden revamp. So I thought I'd give you a little look around some of the seeds that I sowed less than a week ago that have still germinated. So if you need ideas on something to sow now, because you have a little bit of a vacant spot and you're not sure what to sow, have a look at this. Oh, still can't get over my lovely new raised bed that's down here. I can't believe I didn't think to do that sooner. I absolutely love it. If you missed part 1 of the garden revamp, I will link it here for you and you can go back and have a little look. And to the bottom of my plum tree. So there was one marigold left with a few little buds on it. So I have left those because hopefully they should turn into some flowers in late September if we're lucky. If not, I can just pull it out and just sow something new in that space. But you can see here, I have put in a load of rocket seeds and they have all germinated. Rocket is so fast to grow. I cannot wait for this to actually burst into like proper leaf and I can start picking it, because I haven't had rocket since spring because it kept bolting. So I'm really looking forward to that. Really fast producer, one of the fastest sort of lettucey type leaves. And yeah, a great one if you've got a small little spot to fill and you're not sure what to sow and you have nothing to go in, pop in some rocket, you will get a harvest before the frost comes. And then I did 2 other sowings of a winter leaf called winter purslane. So I popped them into these little flower pots, and that was sown, I think, about, this was sown about 6 days ago, and it's looking brilliant. Look at all that germination. Unbelievable. And then I'm going to, apart from obviously sort out this beast of a thing over here, I also need to take out some of my lettuce because it looks like it has bolted just a little bit. So it has started to bolt. I'd say that fierce hot weather that we got there literally like 2 weeks ago is what's caused it. The other salad is actually looking wonderful. I've been harvesting this most days, just taking off the outer leaves, and then it makes space then as well then for the little gem to grow as well through it. But overall, not too bad. And then the other veggie that I'm looking to take out today is my celery. So it is starting to show signs that it's not producing as well. I mean, this has been growing since February. This is like the 3rd or 4th flush, I think it is. But yeah, just gonna go in, I'm gonna take that all out, and then I'll show you my onions, how they're growing, and we'll probably pop them in there, refresh the soil, give it a little bit of a mulch. Let's jump in and sort out the patty pan. I don't think the camera did the patty pan justice when it was in the bed round the corner. I mean, look at all that growth. It's literally the width of the walkway. I cannot believe it. All of that was just having the best time in that tiny little space. I can't believe it. I did harvest a pepper as well, which I was super happy with, so I might dig out those peppers and try and overwinter them. Let's have a little look. So we've cleared everything out. So there's loads of space now for me to go in with some more seeds. But let's have a look and see if any of this is salvageable. So this is my French bean. So they've kind of gone to seed a little bit in there. So I might just leave those and collect the pods from them. So they're a bit big now to actually eat. But that plant will do some wonders for the soil that's in there anyway, because it's a nitrogen fixer. And I have a few spring onions here that got overtaken, which will still go strong actually. So I'll leave those in. Hopefully they've formed little bulbs. Look, that's cool. I know they're spring onions and they shouldn't form bulbs, but I'll leave them in and see how they go. So yeah. Starting to really look completely different. I know the bed looks a complete mess, but I think in a couple of days work in this and it will look completely different. But look how much space I've got since I took the skinny bed out. I just popped my pots there just for now whilst I move everything around. This has all been cut back. I can't believe how different it looks. But let's go around the corner and sort out the celery. So we're going to harvest some of this. I'm going to clean it up obviously. Starting to show signs that it's looking a little bit tired. So overall, really, really happy with this. I was able to get the beautiful sort of like kind of curved edge on the ribs of the celery as well, which I was really happy about. But I think time has come to pull this out. So I'm going to blanch it and put most of it in the freezer, and if I've got any that are decent enough that will last in the fridge, I will keep one head to pop into the fridge. So we have just taken out the celery from this bed. I've given it a good mulch with some horse manure, and I'm going to go in with my onions. So my onions are a little bit sporadic, not in germination, they all germinated, but when they were first growing, the birds kind of went in and started pulling them all out. So some trays have like 2 or 3 and other trays have like a few more. So I'm going to go in and show you them a little bit closer. And I grew them from seed, so I'm really, really happy with them. I think they look really, really cool, and they've just started to bulb up. So I'm going to pop them in here about 5 centimetres apart, and that should finish off this bed. So I thought I would just show you the bulbs just that little bit closer. So they are starting to form bulbs, and I grew them from seed. So I'm really, really happy with that. And they look cool. Some are smaller than others, but I think we should get a nice little harvest from them. So I'm going to pop them into this little planter, and I'll show you what they look like in a second. This is my first year growing onions as well, so something new to try. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they turn out. I haven't grown from set or anything before, so I'm really interested to see what way they'll grow. I really hope they do well, because I cook with onions probably every single meal. And they kind of seem to be falling out of their mud. So, I mean, look at that one. That's really promising. I know they're probably a little bit smaller than the actual sets that you normally see this time of year, but I think they'll be okay. So yeah, just gonna dig down, pop them in, and cover them up, I suppose, and hope for the best. Hopefully they'll have enough time to establish. Is that too deep? No, maybe not. It'll probably rise up as it goes. So, yeah. Just do this. They look really healthy. I'm really impressed by them. They're so cute. And even if the bulbs don't work, I can always use them as the tops as green onions, which is super, super cool. And they smell amazing when I'm just popping them out of the tray. I love onion. Onions and garlic are my 2 favourite things. I know I say everything's my favourite, but like, they are my cooking staples. I don't know if that one's going to grow. There's not many roots on that. I'll pop him in anyway and see, because he looks promising. So a great harvest from the garden. I planted up my onions. I'm really, really happy. I have a huge amount of patty pan that I need to clear up now. So I will see you in next week's video. Bye.